How are y'all today? Okay, so finally we're almost done with the 5 precepts. So today is the last week before Chinese New Year. Are y'all ready for Chinese New Year?
No.
One of the things that changed for me personally after becoming a monk is that you do away with a lot of the preparation for Chinese New Year. Yeah, nothing to prepare, just another day. Yeah, we would have a lunch that is a bit more special in a way. It depends on the monk in charge, what the person prepare. But otherwise, the schedule is still the same. I think after the Chinese New Year lunch, that afternoon we have classes also. Yeah. At most, maybe we just have that one day, 初一, maybe we have a break that day, but that evening we will still 诵戒. Yeah. So for us, we don't. Yeah, for several years, there was no so-called celebration of Chinese New Year. So what is Chinese New Year? Chinese New Year. Yeah, what is Chinese New Year? 啊 Chinese New Year 给红包，他讲的不是我讲的。Chinese New Year 给红包。Let me see. I think all of you are season parking holder. So Chinese New Year. You know the 年兽? Have you heard of the story of the 年兽? Yeah, haven't heard of it. So there are a few variants, but most of it circle around this mythical beast in ancient China. It is said that a long time ago, there's this mythical beast that would emerge from the forest after winter, looking for food, and would terrorize the villages. So there was one such village. They would usually have to escape or run away or something. So there was this person. In one version of the story, it's said to be a monk, an elderly monk, who saw everybody running away, so was coming to the village. So everybody was running away from the village, and he was coming to the village. So the villagers was like, no, don't go to the village. The 年兽 is coming. So I was like, oh, is it? No, it's okay. I will go to the village. Yeah. So they were very concerned, and he told them, it's okay. Yeah, let me teach you how to overcome it. Yeah. So it is said that he's the one who taught them to paste red color paper, around the door frames, because Chuan Lian, what we call Chuan Lian start off as just paper that's stuck around it. Yeah. It is said that the mythical beast is afraid of the color red or something. Yeah, so including the practice of giving red paper. Yeah. So when you want to go out, better get a piece of red paper in case if you encounter the 年兽, So this being a legend, has any of you seen the 年兽? Anyone encountered 年兽? Quack, have you encountered 年兽 before? You know the 过年的年. Is it visible? 年, yeah. So 年兽. So the beast, the name of the beast is 年. Yeah. So our 过年, 过了这个年. So it used to have this meaning that you managed to escape this beast, this year's this beast. So if you think about it, in the past if it was true, okay, yeah, why? Huh?
少了一个笔画，我说太勤了，哦，勤了，太勤看不到。
Zoom in. Yeah, you must know why my mom always, wonder whether I write correctly. Yeah, because my Chinese in the past was super thorough. Yeah, my Chinese was so bad, I still owe my JC Chinese teacher one 应用文. Yeah, I always wonder how I managed to, move on from there. So, none of us have ever seen this Nian Shou. Yeah, but today we still give the red packet. And what do we say when we give the red packet during Chinese New Year? When I was much younger, when my amma was still around, on the way to my uncle's place, wherever my grandma was, my mom and dad, usually my mom, would remind us, 当你看到阿嬷，跟阿嬷講先家注意. Then, being a small kid, although we speak Hokkien at home, I never quite understood what 先家注意 means, and I probably sounded a bit strange, 先家注意, 先家注意, 新春如意, 先家如意. So 給阿嬷拜年. 阿嬷先家如意, oh 乖乖來好了紅包. As I grew up, in my teens, it became a very awkward thing to do. Yeah, it felt, at least for me, it felt like an awkward thing to do. Yeah. I remember every Chinese New Year, from primary school up to secondary school, it was the time of report books. Yeah, all the mothers, including my own mother, would bring our report book, report card and report book. Yeah, last time it was in a book. Yeah, now it's paper, print out, and then you slot in, right? In the past, it was on an actual book, and they would actually compare the results. Yeah. Yeah, and usually I remember that comparison was done in the temple when we go to the Ufeng Zhanglao's place to buy nian. Yeah. So this was among some of the things that was awkward. And I remember that my relatives, whenever Chinese New Year, then you will shake hand, right? And then they'll give a very lame handshake. Like they will not really hold your hand, they will like just put it there for you to hold, Yeah. So it was just something you had to get over. Yeah, it felt like something that you had to just get over with. And then there was always the well-wishers. But over the years, I start to look at it differently. Yeah. I thought about those well-wishers that we say to each other. Yeah. From the very mundane 恭喜发财. Yeah. What is 恭喜发财? 发财 is easy. 发财. What are? 发财. But what is 恭喜? What is 恭喜? Congratulations. 恭喜发财. What does it mean? Yeah, but what does it mean? 发财 we know, to grow in to be prosperous. But what is 恭喜? 恭喜. What is 恭喜? I've seen before one expansion of the word 恭喜, 恭贺新喜. Yeah, this is one of the expansion. But Chinese word, being Chinese word, it can be expanded in various ways. But no matter how you expand it, it's always something wholesome and positive. Yeah. And so, as I learn more Dharma, and I look back at this traditional Chinese way of celebrating New Year, I start to feel that it's a very beautiful way to practice Metta and Karuna. That during this season, in the whole year, whenever you meet someone, you are in a way forced to, you are forced to wish people well, whereas usually in our day-to-day life, when you meet each other, what do you say? What do you say when you meet each other? Huh? No, not Chinese New Year, normal days. So those when you hear people say 假爸爸, it means they're of a certain age. Younger ones, they don't say 假爸爸. Younger ones say, hey, what's up? Yeah, or they'll ask you like, how many Pokemon have you catch? No more, huh? But only during Chinese New Year, wherever you go. In fact, I've seen before, I think some people, when they take cabs, even cabbies, they will just go inside and then they will just wish Happy New Year, so what is the big deal of it, and why is it considered the start of the practice of Metta Karuna? Although it is just saying, it's just like when a person celebrates birthday and you say Happy Birthday, when we say Happy New Year, there's the element of well-wishing, that kindness inside. If you compare it with the Buddha, maybe it's only a small fraction. If you compare it with the Dalai Lama, maybe it's a small fraction, but at least for that period, every single time you meet someone, you accumulate, you plant a little bit of seed, to wish 恭喜发财 or Happy New Year or something. Now, I think the reason why I felt a bit uncomfortable back then is the 发财 part. I don't know why, but I think a lot of teenagers, when you go through this teenage part, you feel very awkward saying 发财. It feels very opiang or very like 老土, do you all feel 老土 to think about 发财? No, 发财, who want to 发财? Only you. Oh, you also want to 发财? Hey, you are too young to 发财 Wow, 有前途. 有前途. No, seriously, who want to 发财 here? Yeah, Chinese people like to 发财. Or we should say that Chinese openly say that they want to 发财. Actually, the whole world around, everybody want to 发财. But it's just Chinese actually have a term explicitly for 发财, and we actually say it. Amo, wishing you a Happy New Year, a happy and prosperous New Year. They don't say earn a lot of money or what. Papa 大贪, no, don't say that. 发财. 新年发财啊，睡不？
睡。
差不多 OK 啦。
So you learn all those 繁体字嘛，简单字 is very 简单的。
Yeah, but the reason why I write 繁体字 right is because when I was in primary school, I was too lazy to learn the 简体字. So by the time I become a monk, I don't know much Chinese characters. So yeah, I spent 3-4 years learning Chinese, learning the sutras. So I go around with 2 thick dictionaries. Yeah.
It's totally different wordings.
Quite different, yes, quite different. Yeah, that's why sometimes in some classes, in order for the students to understand the text, I use 简体字. The text is 简体字. So I look at it, 这个什么字啊? Yeah. So this 发财 what is 财? Huh? Money. 财 is what? Money. Huh? Fortune. Wealth. So in Buddhism, we say Cai. Cai, it encompasses a broad range. Yeah, 有世间财，有出世间财，有圣财。世间财还有圣财。So what is 世间财? What is 圣财? 世间财 is worldly wealth, worldly fortune. Yeah. So worldly fortune would include material things, include money. Yeah. In the Buddha's time, ancient times, money refers to material things also. Yeah. Gold, silver. Yeah. Valuables, yeah, treasures. Whereas now, very clearly, money and material things. Yeah. So 世间财 basically refers to all kinds of material things, including money, whatever. Yeah. But what is 圣财? What is 圣财? 圣财 is merits. Yeah, it includes things like merits. Yeah, includes wisdom. Yeah, includes enlightenment. Different. Yeah, different. So, while traditionally we say 恭喜发财, then we think about worldly things. Let my boss think highly of me, then I can, do lesser work but get higher pay. If I can have a comfortable job, maybe I don't mind working harder, but I can have better prospects, then I can retire earlier. These are worldly pursuits. Nothing wrong with it. How many of you would like to retire earlier? Yeah, so some of you have already retired. Yeah. So these are worldly pursuits. Nothing wrong with that. More to business people. Then non-business people? No. So non-business people don't need money.
Yeah, need money, but it's not fortune or wealth.
Then fortune? Wealth?
These are mostly business people.
Mostly business people. Okay.
Usually Chinese Indian money people,
Usually business people. Can lah. You look like business people. Cannot. You don't do business.
当你有世间的财，你就追求圣财。
So, just now, Andrew Gibson asked, when we have worldly wealth, then we would pursue supramundane wealth, spiritual wealth. Yeah. That is a good progression. Yeah, that's a good progression. Yeah. For many people, the pursuit of worldly wealth spiritual or supreme wealth. Yeah. Spiritual wealth is considered supreme wealth. Yeah. Sen is supreme. It's considered to be supreme because it doesn't have the shortcoming of worldly wealth. Why? Because worldly wealth, you acquire and then you lose it. You acquire and then you lose it. Is there anybody who can say that they earn money and they can keep it forever? If you manage to keep it forever, it's useless. Yeah, money is a very strange thing. If you keep it, it's useless. Of course, if you keep it for a long time, then you grow interest. But if you don't ever use it, then it's not yours. Yeah. So money has this very interesting quality. You must lose it in order for it to be useful. If there's one thing I have learned over my whole life is about money, is that money is useless when it's with you. It must be away from you to be useful. 所以赚钱不要收着，收一部分就好了，全部收着没有用的。Yeah, money cannot be kept. You must let it free, set it free. So because of that, worldly pursuits, it has a tendency to be gone. Yeah, you earn, you lose it. You buy, you lose it. Yeah. So, if a person, but for many people, the pursuit of worldly wealth or fortune is a constant thing, yeah, lifelong process. Yeah, again, it's just like our HDB. Yeah, if our Singapore housing is such that you can pay off in 5 years' time, yeah, if let's say it's something that you can pay off in 5 years, or let's say 10 years. So by age 35, all those who bought a house can finish paying. Then you will start to think, hey, what else can I do with my life? I want to go and buy another one. Yeah, or maybe I can do something else. Then it's 小康小顺了. But for most people, yeah, this is why our system is structured such that you have to spend almost the whole of your active life. Yeah, for many people, not all, but for many people, the system is such that you have to spend almost your whole life in pursuit of stability in your housing. In a way, it's a very, very smart system, because then it guarantees some level of stability for the whole country. Yeah, you are busy trying to pursue this. You have no time to think about big other things. All your energy is spent just to get your house. Yeah, after getting the house, then you have to pay for the house for the next 20 years. By the time you finish paying 40 plus 50, no more energy to think about anything else. You got to then pursue the next thing, retirement. Yeah, this is what keeps Singaporeans going, keep the whole Singapore going. Right or wrong, not for me to comment, but this is how it is. But if a person, after pursuing all the worldly things, you find that in the end, that's it. Then for most people, after pursuing halfway, then they realize this is not worthwhile, then they pursue this. Maybe that's why Bhante Dhammaratana, he says, Buddhism is a religion for spiritually matured individuals. It's for matured individuals. It requires you to be matured in your thinking to pursue this. Yeah. It doesn't give you instant gratification. Yeah, doesn't give you that. there's a part of the teaching that teach you how to acquire worldly wealth also. Yeah? The Buddha in various teachings highlighted, if you want to cultivate merits to have wealth, yeah, not difficult. Yeah, not difficult. Practice giving, not just to monks and nuns. You can give to anyone. Of course, don't go back and then boyfriend give girlfriend, girlfriend give boyfriend, then husband give husband, then just left pocket, right pocket. Yeah. But really give to those who are in need, yeah, to help people. But more about this spiritual wealth or supreme wealth. So, why is it supreme? In what way is it supreme? It's supreme compared to the worldly pursuits. As I mentioned earlier, when we pursue worldly things, especially so in Singapore. Yeah? Singapore is a pure land. Yeah? The whole system is designed to remind you of the Buddha's teaching. Yeah? Everything is designed really to teach you the Dharma. If after being born a Singaporean, you still don't get anything out of it, who can help you? Yeah? You buy your HDB flat. Yeah? You think that you own it, it's mine. Yeah? The Buddha says, consider this. Is this permanent or impermanent? Then if you say impermanent, is something that is impermanent subject to change? Yes, subject to change. Then if something is impermanent and subject to changing, is it fit to be is it subject to suffering? Yeah? Yes. So something that is impermanent, subject to change, subject to suffering, is it fit to be considered mine, me, or myself? No. Yeah? If you cannot control whether it changed or not, can you say that it's yours? Cannot. Yeah? Your HDB flat, is it yours? Can you control it? Cannot control it. It's not yours. Anytime the policy can change, it's not yours. Is your CPF yours? Is your car yours? You buy a car, right? Yeah. It's yours for 10 years. Yeah. Freehold land is yours, right? No, there's Land Acquisition Act. They can acquire it anytime at market rate. Nothing is yours. Yeah, this world is like that. So I'm very grateful to be born in Singapore. Everything, yeah, including the telcos, yeah, keep telling you, upgrade, change your phone. Yeah. So, yeah. So the pursuit of, when we go for the worldly pursuits, at some point you may come to the realization that, yeah, 适可而止. Chinese we say 适可而止. Yeah, 差不多就可以了. Yeah, not suggesting that you all should not have any pursuit at all. Yeah, as a lay person, you know, if you fancy something, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, but 差不多就好了. Yeah, more or less. If you try to aim for perfection in worldly things, you will end up in ruins, in disappointment. Yeah. My teacher used to say, 在不圆满的这个世界上，要求圆满很难。Yeah. This world, the way it is the way it is. Yeah. You want to make it perfect according to your whims and fancy. You will strive in vain. Yeah, you strive in vain. So, roughly, okay, almost there, can. Okay, then you can be happy. Yeah, you can be happy with your acquisition of your worldly pursuits. Otherwise, in the end, you will lose it. Before you even lose it, you are not happy as well. At least while you are having it, learn to be happy with it. Yeah. So supreme wealth or supreme fortune. So this is the accumulation of merits. Yeah. So this worldly, this is strictly in this life. Yeah. Merits goes on to future life or next life. Yeah. But for future life, it is still in a way worldly. Yeah, it can still be worldly. Yeah, because future life as a human or as a heavenly being is still worldly, considered worldly. Yeah, but with these merits, you can then dedicate it towards cultivation of sila, samadhi, and panya or prajna. To cultivate 戒, 定, 慧. Okay. Then up to Guan. Yeah, the fruition. Yeah, in other words, enlightenment. So in some of the lineages, there's this practice where typically when we do, let's say, the practice of dana, okay, most people when you do dana, then you have this thought, may this bring good health, bring wealth, happiness, and so on. Yeah. So there's in some lineages there's this practice. You do this dana, but you make this aspiration. May all the worldly fortune that I've accumulated be dedicated to be transformed into supreme wealth. So maybe you do a lot of sangha offering. Then next life maybe you're supposed to stay in big bungalow house. Then you go and apply for conversion, convert into supreme wealth. So next life maybe only stay in HDB. But the moment you sit, samadhi. Who wants to apply for that? 1, 2, 3, the rest. So there's such a practice. Yeah, there's such a practice. Yeah, where that it's a form of aspiration and dedication. That all the practices that you have accumulated, you dedicate it to the cultivation of 戒定慧, yeah, of precepts, of concentration, of wisdom, and ultimately leading to enlightenment. Yeah, not pursuing the worldly things. Yeah, not pursuing worldly things. 小朋友. So, during Chinese New Year, what is the other what? There's another what? Huh? Chinese New Year 有发菩提心啊？你开玩笑你？那句话是我讲的好不好？整天要抢我的风头，听了我讲了，然后抢我风头，这个拿出去拉出去打死大盘。Chinese New Year, what do you all do? 捞鱼生 right? Then what do you say? What Yeah, so one of the Chinese New Year, there was because during Chinese New Year, even in temples, we also have yu shen. Of course, it's vegetarian yu shen. So then they will announce. So later we must say what? I was thinking like, what? Like in the temples, in the monastery somehow, you know. Like, what do you want to what, you know? Yeah, so I suggested to the others, like, we should encourage them, what, 发菩提心，发菩提心，对不对？你从哪里听来的？从哪里听来的？讲，师父。不管是谁讲的，但是 yeah, so you see Chinese words is very interesting. Yeah, just the one word 发 can be 发 a lot of different things. Yeah, can be 发财, but 财 can be 世间财 can be 圣财. Yeah, then 发 doesn't have to be 财 also, can be 发菩提心. Can be 发菩提心. Yeah, so last week I mentioned about the reflection on Chinese New Year and exercise. This is part of it. Yeah, the other part is, I think I mentioned briefly about just listing down, maybe it was in the other class, just listing down do an inventory, stock check, annual stock check. Just list down how much things you have. List down how much things you have. It doesn't have to be a detailed list. Some of you shake head, like, wow, jialat xiong. Have to spend 3 months to do stock check. Yeah. You just roughly list down how much things you have. Yeah. I don't know what you have lah. Whatever you have, whatever you own. And then you write down. So you write down whatever you have, and then you highlight the things that you commonly use. Yeah, the things you commonly use. And also you think about what are the things that you have acquired in the past 1 year. Yeah, or how are the things you have acquired and is no longer in use or no longer present anymore. Yeah. There is a joy, there's a kind of joy that's very interesting. The Buddha said for lay people, there's the joy of acquiring wealth through your hard work. Yeah. Do you all realize that? There's joy in acquiring wealth? Yeah. Do you all have that kind of joy? Say yes. Yes, of course you all have. Or you all don't feel happy earning money? Huh?
Seeking spiritual, not only the people got money, seeking spiritual. Those poor people like Myanmarese people also. And like the Philippines also, they are poor, they are always seeking spiritual.
Oh yes, of course.
To
improve themselves, to progress spiritually. Ask God. Wrong place. Yeah, Filipinos, they would.
Because they are poor, so they have no money, they have no this, so they speak spiritually, hope that the God or whatever.
Somebody
will help them.
Yeah. So how about the happiness from earning money? Yeah. So the point here is that this is one of the happiness. The other happiness is through the money you acquire material things. Yeah. So Quack was referring to the earlier statement about how after a person acquire it or seek material wealth, then would go on to seek spiritual wealth, which is what Gibson mentioned earlier. So Quack's point was that not necessarily so. Yeah, and of course it's true. Yeah, this statement, they are complementary. There are those who first acquire material wealth, then seek spiritual wealth. There are those who life is very tough, so no matter how hard they try, they cannot accumulate more anyway. So they directly try to seek spiritual assistance, if you will, or spiritual wealth. Yeah. Uh-huh.
When it's so poor, so they don't the money set and
Yes. Yeah.
really
In many Buddhist countries, this is very much ingrained as a culture. Yeah, as a culture. So the reflection earlier that I mentioned about going through the list of things you have, don't take it to literally, do a stock check. It's meant to be a reflection. Yeah, a reflection for us to learn to relate to material things differently. Yeah, to consider throughout the whole year as we pursue and buy different things, surely the thought must be, buying this thing maybe can help me become happier or remove some inconveniences and so on. And maybe at that point in time it did. Yeah? But over the span of the whole year, how much of it has faded? Yeah? How much of that initial rush or high has faded away? Yeah? We don't deny that buying things make you happy, yeah, but question is, can that be dependable? Yeah? Can that be sustainable? Yeah? If you can buy one thing that can constantly make you happy, yeah, you just buy it once and you're happy forever. Yeah, then the whole economy will go down. The reason why the economy is up and down is because of various reasons. One of them being the fact that we are not easily satisfied. Yeah, whatever we acquire just satisfy us for a short while. Then we buy something else. We go for a holiday, it satisfies us for a while. We look at the photos for a while. Then after a while, yeah, very few people go back to the same place. Yeah. If you go back to the same place every year, or three times a year, looking at the same thing, you may need professional help. Yeah. Think about it. Yeah, you think about it. There are some people whom I know, they buy the same clothing, they buy like 5 or 10 sets of the same clothing. Yeah, there are some people who are like that, some buy the same color. Yeah, no? Same color. Yeah. So think about it. When you buy you are wearing whatever you bought. Yeah. When you bought it, you like it, isn't it? Yeah. This year, if you can find the same T-shirt or blouse or pants, would you buy the same thing? Would you buy it the same thing? Huh?
The first place is torn already, you like it very much. Then you will buy the second time.
Sorry? Torn already?
Yeah, the first one that you bought spoiled.
Spoiled.
So you will
You buy exactly the same one?
Yes.
Oh, so you're like me, huh? So you buy the same thing. Keep buying the same thing. Buy until the shop closed down. Yeah. So the reflection is about taking a look at how we relate to our possessions. Yeah? I'm not here to teach you or to tell you how you should relate to it. Yeah? But by doing the reflection and examining it, you may have your own answers. Yeah? Okay? So, I want to spend a little bit more time to cover the remaining precepts before we wrap up for the new year. Okay? So previously we covered the precept on killing. Today left with stealing and sexual misconduct. Yeah. So precept on stealing. 不欲而取，名之为盗. Yeah. So whatever that whatever that you didn't that nobody said is given to you, or whatever you know belongs to somebody, if you take without asking, that's considered stealing. Yeah, 离本处名之为道. Once it has moved from its original place, that's considered stealing. Yeah. So there are a few conditions for stealing. The 有主物, yeah, 有主物. So something that belongs to somebody, yeah, it must belong to somebody. 无主物, something that doesn't belong to anybody, it's free for you to take. For example, air. Breathe in, like breathe. If this air belongs to Buddhist student, then you must apply. You must once you step in, you hold your breath. Yeah. 无主, those items that don't specifically belong to anybody. Yeah. But there are some things that would appear to not belong to anybody, but does belong to somebody. For example, under state law, anything that is not private belongs to the state, basically. Yeah. Any piece of land in Singapore that doesn't belong to anybody, that is not under a title deed or whatsoever, belongs to the state naturally. Yeah. This is, in a way, remnants of the sovereign state from the past, where anything that is on this plot of land under the jurisdiction of this king belongs to the king. Yeah. And then the king gives you a deed to say that you can own this piece of land. Yeah. But because it's given as a deed, yeah, so they can actually remove that anytime. Yeah. Anyway, so this is the first criteria. It must belong to somebody, yeah, for you to commit theft. Yeah. And then 要道心取, yeah, or 起道心. Yeah. So you must have a thought to steal, yeah, to possess what is not yours. You may not specifically have this thought, oh, I want to steal, and you use this word steal. But if you want to possess something that is not yours, that is basically stealing. Yeah, to possess something that is not yours. And then 前方便, you take the steps required. Even if you have the thought, but you didn't act upon it, that's still not stealing. Yeah, 前方便. You see this water bottle, wow, looks so amazing, shiny, wow, looks so amazing. Then you have this thought, it's on Sifu's table, I saw him drink, but I want to have it, I can't take anymore. Oh, now everybody is meditating. Slowly you creep forward, avoiding the camera, and then you reach out. Wow. When you do this, you haven't steal. Once you remove it, yeah, so once you remove it, then it's stealing. Yeah. Then in the Vinaya, the various masters listed out the various ways of removing it. Like, once you remove it, how many inches? Yeah. Beyond how many inches, it means you have stolen. Yeah. Then they come out with all kinds of permutation. For example, this person saw something on a moving cart. Yeah. So he just lifted his arm and knocked it off. Yeah. So after he has dropped off, then he picked it up. Yeah. Thinking that that's okay. But the moment he lift up and then he knocked, as the cart moved forward and the thing shifted, then it says once it has shifted by how much, you have already considered committed theft. Yeah. Now, all these stipulations occurred thousands over years ago. Yeah. Now, if you distill all that, it's basically about you taking steps to possess something that don't belong to you. Yeah. Now, there are some cases where it's ambiguous, where you are not sure or you don't know. Yeah. And that is where there's a bit of grayness. Yeah. In many cases, for example, if you walk along the street and suddenly you see an iPhone on the floor, yeah, or in the office, yeah, or somewhere, if you see an iPhone on the floor, do you think that belongs to nobody? You think the iPhone just grew from the ground, drop from the sky? Yeah. So some things are explicitly or implicitly owned by somebody. Yeah. Almost, you can say that all man-made objects is definitely owned by somebody. Yeah. And regardless of the state or the condition of the item, you must always verify and seek clarification. So in the class, one case was given. Yeah, it's almost like lawyers, when we study the precepts. So they say in one of the case, one monk. This case came much later because the example is a bicycle. In the Buddha's time, there's no bicycle. So this example was given about a bicycle. So I think it was a monk who saw a bicycle on the street and it was a bit broken. So he thought, okay, this is a bicycle. He thought somebody threw it away. So he took it and then repaired and started using it. So after a short while, somebody came and charged him with stealing the bicycle. So he related everything to the whole community, but it was ruled that he must return the bike. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, but so that's the funny thing, because in that case, right, it was not explicitly thrown away. Yeah, it was not explicitly thrown away. Yeah, it was just left on the street. Yeah. Now in Singapore, if you leave something on the street, like let's say you actually drop your phone, and then you go off, and someone see, drop on the phone, and then the phone had a cracked line, so you go and take and then repair the phone. So, become hers. Quick, where are you going to drop your phone? Yeah. The point about some of these cases is that to always verify ownership. Yeah, to always verify ownership. And as I recall, the example given is very pertinent about the fact that even though the bicycle was broken, yeah, if the bicycle was okay, then it's very clear cut. Yeah, that surely the bicycle is working fine and you took it. But even in such a case where the bicycle was actually broken, left on the street, you still have to verify. You cannot simply assume that it is ownerless.
Unless it's inside the dustbin.
If it's inside the dustbin, then it's different. Yeah. I mean, if it's inside the dustbin, a bit hard to argue the other way around.
Because whether it's broken or good, new,
yeah.
you take it, means you take an old one or you got a broken one,
Yes, it's still considered stealing. Yeah. So, but I think in Singapore nowadays, anybody, don't raise your hand, but do you know of anybody who go around looking for broken bicycle on the street? Nowadays bicycles are quite affordable, but the expensive one can still be quite expensive. Material things today is much more affordable. Yeah. So theft in terms of material things may be almost unheard of in Singapore. Yeah. Unheard of in Singapore. Yeah. So nowadays we have intellectual property law. Yeah. But the funny thing about this is that law makes it legal or illegal. It doesn't make it moral or immoral. There's a difference between legality and morality. Legality is whether it is against the law or not. Yeah. whether it's in accordance to the law or against the law. Morality is, what is morality? What is 道德? Morality. What is morality? 道德. Where is BU? Near to Kovan MRT. Where is Kovan MRT? Near to BU. So morality is about whether something is harmful or not. Yeah. Morality is about whether something is harmful or not, or right or wrong. Yeah. The right or wrong is based on whether it harms somebody or not. Yeah. Many times, legality is inclusive of morality, but not always. Yeah. For example, it is illegal to kill a person in Singapore. Yeah. At the same time, it is immoral to kill a person. It is illegal to park along double yellow line, but it's not immoral to do so. Yeah, I mean, this is a fact. Okay, if you think that it's immoral to park, you need to see me after this as well. Yeah, but it's illegal to park on double yellow line. Yeah, you see the difference? Yeah, so there are also things that is legal, but not always moral. Yeah, not always moral. To liquidate a company is legal. Yeah, under certain stipulation, you do it properly, you get an audit company to come in and do it for you. Yeah, it's legal, right? Yeah, it can be legal, but it may not be moral. Yeah, it may not be moral. Recently, I think just yesterday or these few days, there's this news about some local companies that retrench or fire a whole bunch of people just before Chinese New Year. Yeah, and that's the article headlines is that this is a heartless thing to do. Yeah. So in a way, it is immoral to do so. But of course, we are just looking at the big header. Yeah, there could be many other mitigating circumstances involved. Yeah, so don't be so quick to judge on the company also. Yeah, hard to say sometimes, hard to say. Yeah. So, legality versus morality. So, morality is not supposed to so easily change. Yeah, but legality can change overnight. Once the group of old men and women debate, then they vote, boom, suddenly it's legal. They vote, suddenly it's illegal. Yeah, and sometimes the same thing can be tossed and turned a few times. Yeah. So as far as intellectual property rights is concerned and so on, there are still some gray area. Yeah. There's still some gray area involved. Yeah. So, any questions about stealing? The precepts on stealing? Yes.
What about money on the floor?
Money on the floor.
If you pick it up, you verify, right? Everybody will say, oh, yours.
Yeah. How would you all verify?
Yeah.
How to verify? If you pick up $50, how would you verify to make sure that the person really dropped $50? Let me teach you how. Don't take the $50 and go around. Did you drop this? Yeah. You should keep the money. Yeah. And then wait for someone to come. Yeah. If you have the time, okay. If you have the time, wait for someone to come. And if you find a person looking around and the person asks you, "Hey, did you see $50 on the floor?" Then it's quite certain to be that person. Yeah. But if nobody come, or someone see you sitting there, then ask you what, like, you should never ask, "Did you drop $50?" You should just say, "Did you drop some money?" Yeah. Let the person guess how much was dropped. Yeah. Sekali you find $49.97. Only the person who really dropped $49.97 will give you the accurate amount. Yeah.
People like my colleagues, they saw $50 on the office there, outside the office. Then she asked them, "Man, is this $50 yours?" Then the man said, yeah, it's mine. My brother one. Then come back to the office and tell me, hey, 刚才我在外面吃到50块嘞，我问那个说是不是他的，他说是他的，所以 stupid guy ask.
Well,
It's at the doorway there.
yeah. So, so there are a few things to consider. How many of you would like to return it to the rightful owner? Yeah. Now, if the rightful owner cannot be found, would you keep it?
No.
Assuming that you cannot find it. How many of you would not keep it? Okay. How many of you would not keep it if it's $100? How about $500? How about $1,000? Let's see what is your price. How about if it's $5,000? Talk is cheap, I can say any amount. How about $10,000? Huh? Okay, let's just go from the top. $1 million. Oh, sure not. $1 million you will not keep. Let me repeat. You will not keep. Yeah.
Because the amount
Ex-
higher profile.
Yes.
You keep it and you ask for
Yes. So, huh?
If the amount is that big, I'm sure the owner will come and search for it.
Yeah.
There's no way he'll just walk away and will not come back. Then now in Singapore, a lot of camera.
Very good. So,
7-Eleven also got camera.
Unless it's from steal from somewhere.
huh? Steal from someone?
Rob from somebody. It's,
Huh?
it's
Oh.
like 贼赃.
Oh, 贼赃啊. Yeah, I don't think anybody will just walk around with $1 million and accidentally drop it. But, so, $1 million 啊?
要去大学的时候搭车，然后他on the way 要去大学，整叠的50块绑那个塑胶嘞。
绑塑胶的啊? Along. not that 姐姐 is Along, but they probably belong to some Along.
然后他看到，
Because bank, they will have this paper wrapper nicely sealed one.
他有拿，
啊
他回来还跟我讲哎，那时候他在第1年大学，
哦
然后我说，这马路上都没有人了，为什么你没有拿？他说，是人来找，连他找不到，不是惨，可能很重要，什么药。
So, only 5 cents, 10 cents. I think 5 cents, 10 cents is quite safe. Quite safe. Yeah. But so this is something interesting. In the Buddha's time, there was this time where the Buddha and Venerable Ananda was walking on the street. I think like the usual, going from one place to another place. So there was a farmer nearby. So the farmer observed that when the Buddha walked past, he looked on the ground, some patch of the ground, and smiled and said, poisonous snake. Then he walked off. Then Venerable Ananda reached the same spot and looked at it, and then also smiled, indeed, poisonous snake. And then he also walked off. So the farmer was very curious. Why did they look at some spot there and then say poisonous, smile and say poisonous snake, So he went there and he said, whoa, this kind of poisonous snake, I wonder. Oh, it was one pile of gold, So he was thinking like, why did the Buddha, say that it's poisonous snake? So anyway, he took the gold, went back, wow, then he was so happy. With the gold, he started buying things. Before long, because of all the expenses, then the authorities start to become aware. And the king was, the treasurer, the king's treasurer got wind of this and thought, how can this farmer, farmer usually are not so rich, how can this farmer afford all these things? Yeah, so did an investigation, found the gold in his house. So reported to the king summoned him, captured him, and was going to behead him. Yeah, basically, you must have stole from the king. Yeah, or you must have stolen from somebody. So he said, no, I didn't steal from. And he related the whole story about how the Buddha walked past and said that it's a poisonous snake. Yeah, 毒蛇. And then the king said, okay, let's ask the Buddha over. So the Buddha came and then confirmed that that is true. Then the king was like, but why do you look at the pile of gold and say that it's poisonous snake? So the Buddha said, no, isn't it poisonous snake? It has harmed this poor farmer now. It has gotten you into trouble, isn't it? Yeah. Buddha, when he looked at worldly wealth, he said, it's poisonous snake. Yeah, if you don't handle it properly, it can harm you. Yeah, it can harm you. Yeah, and at that moment, then the farmer thought, indeed, this is a poisonous snake. Yeah. In Singapore today, if you find a pile of cash, in some countries, it is your duty as citizen to actually report it to the authorities. I don't know whether a similar rule or law is in place in Singapore. Yeah, but it is. If you find a pile of money nearby your house, may be good to make a police report. Yeah, because it could be contraband. Yeah. So, but when you make a police report, you must make sure that it's counted, and then you make sure that you file in a police report. Yeah, they must also give you a case number with clearly indicated the amount of cash. If it's in different denominations, everything must be accounted for. Because when it's locked in this way, then it is inside the system and nobody else can touch it until it's being processed. Yeah, if you just go there, hello sir, I found this bag of money, and then okay, just leave it here. Bye. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that police stations are like that, but 不要引人犯罪不要引人犯罪 okay. So any thoughts or questions about this rule? The third precepts may have to wait for after Chinese New Year. Yes?
师傅, 2-3 weeks ago when sorting out the SGC things, then got the coffee put very long, so I take out exchange other things. Is that still?
You take out and exchange for other things?
Yeah, put other things inside. Then I drink the coffee.
You drank the coffee? Well, so who is in charge of those items?
I bring back, so I do the sorting.
Yeah. So when there are many cases, for example, in a group, or let's say in a company, where you're put in charge of common items. Common item means that it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to everybody. Yeah, it doesn't belong to one specific person. Yeah. Take for example, the dana that we used to have this dana box, and some of you donated, so that amount is still under custody. Even Sifu cannot touch it. Yeah, and I had to inform the volunteer group about it, and I told them that whenever there's a major activity for the whole SGC, then that fund can be used. Yeah, because it was given with that intent. Yeah, so whenever we are dealing with common properties, you must deal with it in that way. And if any changes is to be made to the common property, you must inform everybody and at least get everybody to acknowledge and agree to it. Yeah, otherwise, unless there was explicit permission given beforehand. I know it's just coffee powder, but I'm just telling you about the principle behind. Yeah, cannot suka own self change around and I bring back and drink. The incense I bring back and burn. Cannot. Yeah, because you may actually replace the Sun 3-in-1 super coffee with Nescafe or some Ipoh white coffee that's more expensive. But somebody may think that, hey, I like that one. Oh, you change this one, I don't like. Any other questions? Yes.
How about those photos posted on SGC?
Can it be downloaded? So implicitly, anything that is posted online typically is common Creative Commons under the Creative Commons license, meaning that within certain boundaries, you can basically download for your own use. Yeah. But shouldn't be downloaded for commercial use, typically. Facebook has certain guidelines. Yeah, Facebook has certain guidelines. So under, I think earlier last year, PDPC, under PDPC, personal data privacy something protection something lah. Yeah. So it's about protection of personal data, and that includes photo. For SGC, we are a bit more loose. Yeah. And anyway, we don't have any commercial dealing. So don't worry, your photo will not suddenly appear in some advertisement. Yeah. But so yeah, anything that is posted on SGC on Facebook is open for anyone to download. Yeah. But in case if some of you we have encountered before in other organizations where we have close-ups, and some of them may feel uncomfortable. You just have to inform us, and then we'll take it down. Yeah. But sometimes, like recently when we are doing the poster, wow, there's several hundreds of photos, close to 1,000 or more. So if you know some specific photo that is yours, and you would like it not to be up there, just let us know. But you may want to make it faster, just point us to the link so we can just either crop your face out, put a smiley face, pixelate your face. Yeah. Thank you. Any other thoughts or questions to share?
How about those in the monastery? Those like toilet, washing basin, all these are common items. We ask for use.
So there's this thing about monasteries, because basically monasteries are offered for traditionally monasteries are offered for sangha use, strictly speaking sangha use. But today most centers are for common use, for everybody who is there to practice to use. Yeah. So that would include facilities like the toilet, the basin, the what do you call that? What is that thing? The thing you sit and you shit inside. What is that? Toilet bowl. Yeah, the toilet bowl. The toilet bowl. Yeah. So don't go inside, shit, then come out and then ask Mary, can you come in? I shit inside. Can I flush? No need to ask again. No need to ask. Yeah. There are certain things that are implicit. There are certain things that you have to request explicit permission. Yeah. So things like in Singapore, common facilities will include the toilet paper, and so on. Yeah. But I give an example before. For example, if you go to your friend's place, and you ask for tissue paper, If you take one piece of tissue paper, your friends wouldn't mind. If you take the whole box, they probably will look at you funny. Yeah, you go to the toilet, and after you come out, the whole roll of toilet paper is gone. Yeah, your friend will be like, 诶，为什么我刚换的？Yeah， 就不见掉了。Yeah, so this is where there's a limit to common use. Yeah, there's a limit to common use. Yeah, and this is not just about monastery. Anywhere, yeah, anywhere. And I would go further to say that not so much student, but say for example when you go to the public toilet or you go to a hotel, yeah, for a trip. Some people think that, well, because I pay for it, so I can leave all the lights on, leave all the aircon on. Yeah, I just leave the water running whenever I need, whatever. Toilet roll. Yeah. Actually, that is not proper. Also, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. In the Yogacara school, we say that whatever you use is counted on your account. It's not so much whether you pay for it. Whatever you use is counted on your account. Yeah, because it's from your karmic seed. Yeah, when you appreciate this more, then it's not to get people paranoid. Then you really appreciate whatever you manage to have and use. Yeah, because then you realize it's no longer about who pay for it. Yeah, even if someone pay for it, you really cherish it and use it carefully. Then to me, your life, you become a more beautiful person. Yeah, both not just appearance, but in your actions also. So that's all we have for today. Yeah. Anything else? So next week is Chu, so there's no class. Then the following week is 5th of February. There is the Chinese New Year lunch. It's already filled up the seating. Since you are here, so I want to do a poll. How many of you would like to have SGC on the 5th of February? It will not be here. It will be over at Buddhist Library. How many of you would like to attend SGC? Huh? No. Day of the lunch. After lunch. Still 2 p.m. How many of you would like to attend SGC? No lah, 5th is not 初三了，初八了。初八，初九了。Still Sunday, same thing, Sunday. But 5th of February. Or do we need a break? Do we need a 2 weeks break or 1 week break? Huh? Break also can. Huh? 是要不要？
要。
SGC 是给你们，不是给我的。你们不要我不用坐在这边自己讲话的。Yeah. And also for the whole of February, we will be at Buddhist Library, except for 26th of February, which will be at City Beach Resort. Yeah, because that weekend we are having a retreat, and it will end with SGC. Okay. Yeah. So how do you all have SGC or no SGC? 5th of February. 12 we definitely have. 12 and 19 we definitely have. Yeah. 5th. Can 1 week break, it should be enough. So I will see you all on the 5th. 5th. Yes.
Money fortune actually the money is not the root of all evil unless you know to have properly use the money.
Yes. Yeah. That's very, very true. Yeah. If you know how to use money properly, you can use it to benefit a lot of people. Yeah. But for most unenlightened ones, it tend to be a root of problem. Yeah, because unenlightened beings, they relate to money wrongly. Yeah, so they end up giving in to a lot of temptation and do a lot of horrible things. Yeah, but it's true. If we can learn to relate to money in a meaningful way, then it becomes a tool. Yeah, tool of good. Yeah, tool of good. Okay, put our palms together. 愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了，普愿罪障悉消除，世世常行菩萨道。阿弥陀佛，起立。